Hey, this is Joel from the Traveler Toolkit, and in this video, we're gonna be unboxing together this U20 Brushless String Trimmer from Litheli. We've been testing out a lot of Litheli products this summer, been pretty impressed with what we've seen so far. We're gonna take this out of the box, go over all the features, then we're gonna get out there and test it against some really overgrown weeds and around trees. So let's not waste any time, let's get right into this box, see what's waiting for us in here, and see how this thing stacks up to the competition, because I've used probably 3 or 4 different electric string trimmers this summer, and they're all getting better all the time. So we'll start with the obvious, an instruction manual right here. It looks like right here on this side we have our guards in a nice protected plastic bag. We'll get to these in just a minute, but you can see your guard here and your handle. I'm sure that'll be a part of assembly. Throw these aside. Then as we take the cardboard out, you'll see the unit itself, and it looks like it's just folded in half inside the box. Some protective plastic. So right here, folded in half, and I think that's pretty obvious right there. We fold it together, and I'm guessing that our handle comes into play right here as we're putting it together and holding that center section, but it pretty much comes assembled. That's nice to know. And I love the design of this. So Litheli has a smaller version, and this is the larger version that takes 2 of their U20 batteries here. I'm really impressed with the way that these U20 batteries hold up to all that you throw at it. And let's just check here. Yep, we have our battery box right here in the middle, and we'll see what they include, because sometimes you get 2 amp hour, sometimes you get 4 amp hour, sometimes you get 2.5 amp hour batteries. We do have 2 batteries because it does require 2 to run, and it looks like, yes, they are 2.5 amp hour batteries. So that is better than the 2 amp hour. I've only seen them throw the 4 amp hour in some larger things, but you get 2.5 amp hour batteries, and these things last a long time. I have another trimmer that runs on just 1. It's smaller, but you can run probably 20 minutes with it. So we'll do some testing on that as well. And then of course, they come with USB cords, which is the power of these batteries. They all charge via USB-C so that you don't have to have a proprietary charger or cord. You can use these or the USB-C cords that you already have. So let's go ahead and get started on assembly so we can get this thing out there and get started using it. All right, so as we noted out of the box, this does fold in half. It has like a hinge point in the middle, and if you flip it over like this, you'll see that there are 2 bolts that need to go in, or should I say rather screws. There are 2 screws in the top section, then 2 empty screw holes that go in the back section with corresponding screw heads. So all we need to do is simply place these screws back here in these spots and use the included Allen wrench. It only takes a couple turns. I've got maybe 5 or 6 turns in this. Pretty easy. I would get a better tool if it were taking longer than this, but it doesn't. And there we go. We are completely tight. You'll see we're tight on that side and tight on this side. Maybe just a little tighter over here, but yeah. Now your bar is completely tight and you can attach your handle next. Now the handle that comes with it looks like this. It has a bolt that was inserted right through here, just like that, and kind of sinks into this spot for it. You'll see that spot. And then it has this plastic wing nut that goes on the other side. I removed both of those things so that we could go ahead and stick this on the bar of the trimmer. And I'm gonna place this section over here toward me so that I have more room to put my hands. And you just see, you just place it on your bar like that. I'm gonna suggest putting it pretty close to the foam pad here. So once we have that in place, I'm gonna go ahead and stick our bolt back in. See if I can show this to you. Stick our bolt back in. There we go. And take our little wing nut here, tighten it down. Really pretty easy to move should you decide to put it in a different location. But you wanna go finger tight, pretty much as tight as you can. There we go. So now we have our handle all connected and hooked up there. and we have a nice base here for holding on to the trimmer. And I gotta say, on first grab, it feels pretty nice. So I like it. I like the placement, I like the length, and I like the weight. The head is a little heavier than I would have expected it to be, which is nice because it keeps it down there where it's supposed to be, level with the ground. Now let's put on the guard. Now they also include a couple screws for the guard here, and it's pretty self-explanatory. If you've never seen one of these before, it's supposed to orient like this down here along the bottom, and it looks to me like it just slides up there. There are these notches here on the side. Looks like it just slides up there against the notches. This just kind of goes together. There's a track on both sides. There we go, click. And then we have 2 screw holes on the bottom side that these little included screws will go into. Again, less than 10 turns here, not a big deal to use this included wrench. If it were something longer, I would definitely get a better tool. And there we go, we're all done. 2 screws in there, and we're just gonna remove this little paper cover on the blade to the side. This blade is what's going to cut the string as you feed more string out. So you'll see a blade right here. This is a bump head, so that means that you bump this part of the head while it's turning. It releases extra string, and this extra string will come down here to this blade, and it will cut the string right there. There is string pre-installed, but you do want to take this tape or this cover off of the blade so that it cuts the string when it comes out. And then I guess the final part of installation is putting your 2 batteries in here. There is a correct way to do this, and it's easy to see. Just line up the end of the battery here with the prongs inside of there. You press in and click. There is an eject button right here on the top. Press it. These things shoot out, so watch it. Litheli products kind of have that about them. If you press this button, that battery almost shoots out on you. So we're gonna click that one in, stick this other one in, click it, and now both of your batteries are in and firm. They will not fall out unless you press that eject button right there. So don't accidentally hit that with your hand. And now we're ready to go. All right, so just getting things started, you'll see this is what it looks like with me holding it. I'm about 6 feet tall. It feels just like a regular gas-powered string trimmer. It's got a nice weight to it. Obviously, the head is the heaviest part. If you let go, it's gonna fall down like this, but that gives you a nice little brace here for your arm up against the battery pack. That's really a good ergonomic way to do it here. I like that. And so it's got the look and the feel of a gas trimmer. Just gonna start it up here. It's got 2 sections. So we have high. Let's see if you can see this here. It's on high. Click this down. It's on low. These are safeties on both sides. You have a safety button here and a safety button here. These have to be depressed, and then you can pull the trigger, which is down here, and that will start the trimmer. Feels like it's got a bit of a slow roll into it. So if we go, we're on high, we're holding the button, pull the trigger. Okay. Yeah, it's not one that you can like rev like bum, 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 like a gas power or even some electric powers that I've used, but it does have a little bit of a slow onset. So trigger, and then it goes. But yeah, the look, the feel, the design, the weight of it is everything I would expect and everything I would want. Now let's put it to the test and see how it does. So there you have it. The proof is in the sweat. We really put this thing to the test. We trimmed for probably 20 minutes or so. I didn't capture every single second on video, but this thing did extremely well. I didn't use the low setting at all. I left it on high at all times. And even in tall grass, it did not bog down. It was extremely comfortable to use. The ergonomics were nice. The weighting was nice. That head stayed in contact with the ground nice and level throughout the entire time I was trimming. The bump head worked really well, and it wasn't too sensitive. That's something I'm always worried about with bump heads, is some of them are so sensitive. If you even touch it to the ground, it's spitting out string all the time and just wasting string. That's not the case for this one. It performed the way it should, and it was not too sensitive. So overall, I think it will handle pretty much anything you throw at it. You know, we got into some of this really tall grass that we shouldn't have, and it still did pretty good. It didn't bog that bad. I would expect any trimmer to bog and stuff like that, but regular grass, even tall grass, this thing did well. The battery lasted much longer than I thought it would. In fact, we still have battery left, so that's a great sign. So if you are in the market for a serious electric string trimmer, this is probably the one for you. Check it out for yourself. I really think you're gonna like it.